clearly that's an issue. New Jersey said they rejected this car. It's been going in for an inspection. It's a 2006 Mercury Mountaineer. The codes that they keep on setting on this car, which I'll pull up right now for you, are for a torque converter clutch fault, TCCO system electrical fault, and then we have the PCV heater control circuit fault over here. I don't even know if that one actually turns on the check engine light or not, but in the meantime here though, I was concentrating on these. I got brought into this trans show for that reason, and apologize there for them climbing on that ramp over there. Yes, this is the clean shot, by the way. Anyhow, so here's what we got. I mean, I've already done the diagnosis here, but I just figured I'd run you guys back through it. Doesn't make a difference if you clear the codes; they will come back as a hard code very quickly, which we'll do just for the sake of saying it's done. Codes are all cleared on there, and if we come in here, do a key on engine off test, hit the continue button, run it through. And we'll watch it come up. And right away, same exact codes again, all returning. So, in here in the functional test, if you try to do an output control test on these things, the one thing that they'll want you to do is have the vehicle running. Well, we're not doing all that because this problem apparently happens more often when it's cold. So I don't want to play around with it. I don't want to mess up anything. So I needed to come up with a different test plan. So pulled up a wiring diagram, which I don't have sitting in front of me right now, but I will give you a quick breakdown. It gets power from a fuse. It gets power from a power relay. That fuse would be over here, number 38. If I pull out the fuse number 38, and I go over here to pin 46, which you'll see I'm back probed on there, I'm sorry, I'm pierced on there right now, but that's not what we're going to use. And I come out of here and I disconnect this off the PCM. And yes, I did that with the key on. I'm not worried. What we'll do is a quick setup here. I'm going to go onto here with the power probe. And my favoriteest little back probes over here. I don't know where these things were all my life, by the way, but get you some. U micro back probes. Before anybody asks me, aeswave.com. That was the show price. See, there's a lot more to it when you get out there to the training shows. Get out there and get them, you know, you get to save some money on some tools too. Anyhow, so there's going to be two sides here. One side is going to be the side that's the switched power, and the opposite side of this, which by the way, these things are super fine tips, is going to be showing nothing at all on the display. With the showing nothing, let me see if that can focus in a little bit here. Hello, focus here. Well, nothing there on this display. If I come over here, I have a test light that's just hooked up to ground right now. I'm going to take that and very, very lightly come in here. And if you can see on that side, I'm going to go run back over there now that I have that propped in. You'll see that it's showing a ground. Nice, right? So, tells you already circuit integrity is there because it leaves that fuse, comes out, goes down to the transmission, through the solenoid, back out of the solenoid, all the way back over to here. You can do the typical resistance test, which we can do that real quick. I can get this set up on here. We'll go into scope multimeter. We'll go into digital multimeter ohms. Take this off. Move these two over. I shouldn't have to calibrate the probe. I had done this already before. So we'll go from here and here. And I will take this lead from here, right, like so. Take our test light out of the way. Take our lead here. The spec on this thing was about 9 to 14 ohms. Is what we wanted to see, and we have 10.83 ohms. All right, so our resistance check is good. I'm not a huge fan of the resistance check, but it does say something. So here's what we can do. Since I want to know whether or not the wire has any integrity to it. Let's say that 10 ohms there, we're working on one strand of wire. I can take my test light, pop it in here. Again, this test light is going to ground on this side. All right, and if I come back over to here now, pop this off, take the power probe, and see, am I on it? I'm on it here, but it looks like I might not have my ground over here. Yeah, there we go. Now I got my ground. Make sure that stays in place. So I'm grounded through the test light right now. Alright, and if I hit this button, like so, what I expect to see, my test light lighting up. Alright, so now I'm going through the solenoid. I'm actuating a solenoid, which I could actually hear it down there clicking, by the way. I can actuating a solenoid and a test light all throughout that wire. My wiring integrity is good all the way back over to the PCM. My PCM consistently sets this code. I have done another test in there, and I don't know, let me see if I can pull it up for you. If I go into my saved, I'll pull up a screenshot of it. Well, you know what? Actually, it's just as easy. I might as well just redo the whole thing. Well, let's see. Screenshots here. I'm saving this one because I'll do it as a case study later on. Let's see. Where's today's date? 19/4/9. Most likely going to be that one. This one. There we are. Double click that. And that's just a quick screenshot there of what happened. So what I did here was I ran a key on engine off test. It powered up the PCM power main relay. It turns it on. Now there's actually more things happening inside here, but essentially what you're looking at here is you're actuating that solenoid. And then that's how it's going to run that test, and it's going to say, is it okay? I verified the low port of the circuit here when I had it up on the screen. I'm just showing you a screenshot again. I don't have the actual file up right now. But this is... I knew this guy was going to start hitting that gun. Anyhow, this is going to be our ground. Our ground was actually good on here. Our signal actually looked good. What this system does is it actually pulses it first as a duty cycle, and then it turns it on, off. So it runs it both ways. It runs that TCC solenoid. And even though it's running it, and our resistance is good, and we know we have the correct amperage, and everything is working out okay, it still sets the code. Unfortunately, it's just a failed PCM. So we'll be getting a PCM on this one, but I just wanted to give you a little bit of an idea as to how I go in there and I do my testing for it. I could show you, maybe I can show you a little bit more about that last test. This will be what it's doing when it's actually doing its little duty cycle. So you're actually watching the pintle movement in there for the actual solenoid itself. That's how you can verify that the solenoid itself moved. Think about an injector. I'm sure you guys have seen an injector waveform. But if you look here, that's your pintle movement. So we did have pintle movement within that within our trans when we were sitting there and running that test. But anyhow, that's what I'm going to show you. This car is going to get a PCM, and like I said, I always try to give you guys, an idea as to how I set myself up here for this testing. Wiring diagrams, if you want them, they're on BBB. I did check earlier, so they are available. Again, 06 Mercury Mountaineer 4.0, and those codes, you can always see them there. Okay, have a good one.